segmented ideas over the last 15 minutes. And that's going to start off with the Chiefs fall to 6-8. Joey's probably, if he's listening right now, he's probably glad hearing this right now. Chiefs fall to 6-8 following the loss to the Chargers and are eliminated from the playoffs. Mahomes exits the game late with a torn ACL. Right before this happened, the announcers were literally saying how the Chiefs might not know it right now, but they're basically eliminated because all the teams ahead of them won. And it really seemed this Chiefs team was never going to figure it out anyway. This was an embarrassing game for both teams, but to me it seems the Chiefs' lack of
Another ugly football game.
yeah, just another ugly game that they did not pull out this year that they did the year before. And it seems their lack of execution is a result of a decline of faith in the locker room of their cornerstone pieces like Chris Jones, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, which is like a cultural decline. I've heard Julian Lucas talk about this. He's an Eagles fan, and I thought it was a really good point. And now they're eliminated, and Mahomes is going to miss most of next offseason. Prior, Danny, the Chiefs have made 7 consecutive AFC championships, 4 Super Bowls, winning 3. Tom Brady's Patriots went 10 years between their 2005 and 2015 Super Bowls. Let me ask you, Dan, are we seeing the beginning of the end of KC's generational run? Is it already here? Or do you think they can make enough changes to return to contender mode next season?
They're gonna make changes. I don't think they're gonna just go and just be like, you know what, this team ain't it no more, and just throw them off to the wayside. You know what I mean? There's a reason why they signed Mahomes to a 10-year contract. There's a reason why they signed Chris Jones. There's a reason why they only gave Kelsey a 1 year, because this dude's gonna go retire and be part of an album cover somewhere else. Um, and this is where, for me, how I'm looking at it, that what I noticed from this game, which I feel like this is where I feel like the Chiefs are going to start heading, is actually acquire. They're going to want, I feel like Worthy needs to be a slot receiver. He can't be a number two. We got to make somebody else the outside. Juju Smith Schuster. They have so many older players, veteran type players, that like you're trusting Spags with
It's
experience and veterans to be able to make stuff happen.
like the
And there's no
Cars
more
movie.
dark magic anymore. So it's like,
It's like the Cars
what
movie when he's falling behind and like the new one is like speeding ahead and he's like, the
is
future's
like speeding
now.
ahead of them and stuff like that.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
had a nice
100%.
run, but you're cooked now.
So for me, like Rice is a great, I feel like he'd be a great number two if you can get a solid number one there. Because while Rice, yes, he's a good like receiver and he's got a lot of talent and he could do a lot. I just don't think it's supposed to be him and Worthy. Juju, I don't know why he's still here. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like
Yeah.
Hollywood Brown, he's starting to fall off dramatically. He like ever since the Ravens year, like his rookie year, I feel like I haven't seen much of him since then. And what's sad is because I feel like Zay Flowers is gonna be like Hollywood now. The moment that Zay Flowers gets somewhere sent
Well,
somewhere
if
else,
he went
like
to Kansas City, he'd be a hell of a lot better player, to be honest, is my thoughts.
I could see that. You know what I mean, but I
Ravens
just
don't throw the
genuinely,
ball. But yeah.
yeah. But as I was saying, like I need to see. I feel like the Kelsey's gonna get removed from it. Mahomes is gonna probably get more weapons. They definitely need a bit better running back. While listen, Pacheco, fire, love him, cool. He's not an every down back. He's not
No.
like the workhorse anymore. I feel like after the ankle injuries and he's been getting like banged up a little bit. Hard running like that, only you're gonna get expired at some point, brother. And you know what I mean. It hit sooner rather than later. I felt like we saw the same thing with Edward Zelaire
Yeah, he
with the
was
Chiefs.
he was worse though.
I don't know, they try to run that one running back constant system where it's like we're gonna keep you here and basically drill you until you're tired. And it was like, they did with Jamal Charles. I feel like they did with Kareem Hunt. And then look where Hilaire and Pacheco are now, like completely exhausted. So they're going to probably invest in another running back coming into the future. I'm hoping that Alvin Kamara decides to go there because that'd be kind of
Yeah,
fire.
but he's
Um,
also like old, you know what I mean? Like I feel like they need like such an
a
injection of
young,
youth.
talented, like somebody young and talented on the offensive side of the ball.
They could
Like
have
they
traded
have,
for Brees Hall. They could have drafted a
they really could
back
have.
in this year's class, and they didn't do any of that.
Nope. So that's where I feel like they should start going with a quarterback like Mahomes, who still is there. I feel like he's still in a prime, version of himself. He's still able to extend the plays, has a great arm, great talent. Like he's the number one guy in the league still. Like I'm never gonna hate on him for that.
Yeah.
Um, so that being the case, it's like invest in him properly, not with old veterans who've been experienced, like with talent that he could teach, that he could show things. He's been in the league long enough that I would believe he's capable of teaching, and Andy Reid to teach to like operate correctly and work together cohesively. So I think there's a partial breakup to answer your question to replace with younger, shinier, better pieces.
How many?
One starting at the tight because you have Noah Gray, and I think Noah Gray's a good freaking tight end personally. Like you backed up Kelsey, sure, but
He's
he
like a
was in a
Luke
lot of
Musgrave. He could
you know
fill
what I'm
in.
saying. He's been in a lot of key situations where I'm like, oh shoot, it's Kelsey. Oh wait, no, it's Noah Gray.
It's Noah
Why?
Gray.
Because that's who they'll rely on
Yeah.
at that time, and I think they can rely on him.
Yeah. I think you're really doing a you're on the right point with the weapons are super underwhelming. The defense is a similar sort of way where they are so dependent on Chris Jones, whereas when they don't have him, all the other players get worse. And we saw in the Super Bowl how bad their defense was without
Like
Chris Jones.
McDuffie is getting bodied by CD. He was getting bodied by AJ, and it was like
Well, and we saw the Chiefs versus the Eagles with Chris Jones and without him, and it was just even 3 years ago. It was wow, like they're actually, the Eagles were doing whatever they wanted, but it wasn't just like utter domination. And the Chiefs offense was able to figure it out. They had some banged up guys on the line, but just like I think this direction they went in with the since they traded Tyreek, it felt like they took a million shots to try to replace Tyreek, and none of them worked. Mecole
but they tried to
Hardman,
do that with Worthy so bad.
Worthy, but yeah, Mecole Hardman too. They did the same thing. They drafted
Rico Harmon,
some very
Sky
thin
Moore,
Sky Moore, like what's his name? There's been many guys. Jalen Royals this year. Um,
Kadarius Tony.
Kadarius Tony they traded for. There's like two other guys that they also drafted that I'm trying so desperately to remember. I think it's Thornton this year, and then there
Thornton
was
this
there
year.
was there was someone a few years ago. But the point being that this team does not have a lethal threat outside of Rashee Rice in the passing game and in the running game, and then on defense they just don't make
It
big
wasn't Josh
plays.
Gordon, right? No, it wasn't Josh Gordon.
No. I'm trying to remember, but I think it was something Rice, but it wasn't Rasheed. But anyway, yeah, I think we are seeing the end of this generational run because the Patriots, like I said, they're the closest example of something we have to this, and they were not even in, or they were in two Super Bowls in between winning. In 2005 and 2015, they lost to the Giants, but other than those two Super Bowls, they didn't make it back, and they were out of it for a while. And I think we might see something similar with this Chiefs team where it takes them a while to figure it out. They're a great and productive team, but um, these things come to an end at some point. And 7 AFC championships in a row. We talk about the Eagles after having a long season last year. This Chiefs team has been to
These dudes are exhausted.
7 AFC championships. A lot of these players that are still here have to just be over. The
The
culture
long
here.
seasons.
They see Kelce there's no chance he is as bought in as he once was.
That's what I'm
Having a
saying. Like,
millionaire girlfriend, like you're definitely like going home. And this was some of the stuff Julian was saying. It's like you're going home. You're like, well, I don't care. I can go hide. I can go hide with my girlfriend.
literally, you can
You
literally
know,
leave right now, and it's not gonna affect you
when
for nothing.
when you're single or you're not dating a millionaire, maybe a little bit it helps a little bit if it's not quite as distracting. But when you have nowhere to hide, you have nothing to put your energy into except for that cause of us winning a championship. And it feels like that is not there, and that explains the lack of execution because the little things in practice that they aren't doing are adding up. So I kind of agree. And let's move on to